Neptune enters Aries March 30th, 2025. What can we expect? What societal shifts will occur? What new transformations will be taking place for the United States and ourselves? A little background information. Neptune takes about 144 years to move around the zodiac and spends about 14 years in each sign. So this is about people fighting for a cause, the rise of the individual self, fighting for their own personal cause that influences society, with the rise of new inspirational leaders, self-sacrificing for a cause or the collective dreams. Martyrdom is also a trait here where someone is giving their life to a cause. There's innovation. Aries is a cardinal sign. It is starting something, starting new things. It's pioneering ideas, creative inspirationalism, bold idealistic movements, taking action for new movements because Aries is action. There could be quick, drastic changes on a collective level, but the idea is not grounded in reality. It could be some kind of fantasy that people are wanting to work towards and fight for, but the underlying idea of it is not grounded in reality. Confusion and uncertainty around the individual and their personal identity. Who am I? What am I here for? Why am I here? What am I truly fighting for, and what matters to me? It's revolutionary. Idealistic revolutions, societal movements seeking to reshape reality, to reshape society for the collective of everybody. And there's also deception. There are inspirational leaders that will rise up out of this, but some of those leaders could be deceptive, untrue. There's a lot of cult-like energy from this. People truly believing a movement and following someone to the end because they truly believe that this person is the save-all of humanity. Some of these people might have deceptive reasons of why they're doing this, or they to themselves could believe that they are the person who was going to save humanity. So watch out for different people who do rise to an authority, but a cult-like authority where people just follow them literally off a bridge if they told them to. With large outer planets that take a long time to move around the zodiac, we look back at history to see what they've done in the past to get an idea of what could be coming for the present and for the future. So with Neptune in Aries, it's about bold initiatives and significant societal shifts that could do with religion, power struggles, and rebellion. Religion comes up a lot with Neptune in Aries, or just Neptune in general. So rebellions that have to do with a religious foundation has been a significant theme with Neptune. The Ottoman-Harrisburg Conflicts War reshaped trade routes and power balances. In 1533, the fall of the Inca Empire and England's break from the Catholic Church occurred. April 14th, 1861 was the American Civil War. Now, the Civil War started on April 12th. 1861. Neptune moved into Aries on April 14th, very close in Neptune moving into Aries and when the Civil War began. There was war-driven industry, railroads, steel, arms manufacturing, shipbuilding. Ship manufacturing also was something that was very strong here. There was debt and inflation. Massive government borrowing led to post-war financial instability and regional depression. Takeaway of this is the American Civil War beginning when Neptune moved into Aries. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to experience a civil war or a civil war like the one in 1861, but people could become divided on things because people individually will have such a strong belief about things. Those beliefs could divide people on what they agree with, how they feel society should be moving towards, what we should be fighting for. If you'd like to learn more about astrology, I do offer astrology readings. And I also have a Patreon where you can come and we talk about the crypto market using astrology. Links are below. On your screen is the chart of the United States, the transit chart, when Neptune moves into Aries on March 30th, 8:01 a.m. And the chart I use for the United States is a whole sign chart, Sibley chart. 5:10 p.m. is the date and time that it was started, July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So we can see that the Neptune will be entering the United States' fifth house. So Neptune entering the fifth house has to do with leadership, groups, alliances, the collective future, the national identity. There could be confusion or illusions surrounding the national identity, what the country projects itself to be versus what it actually is, what is actually going on in the homeland on the home front. It could be some misleading narratives within the country or projecting out to other countries around the world. Tensions between individual ideas and the collective needs, what I need versus what the country needs. You know, I need healthcare, but versus the healthcare will make the country go bankrupt. It could also be broken promises with international relations. We can see that there's a lot changing in the world right now of alliances. What countries are aligned with what countries? Those are changing, and we can see that in the headlines. Neptune moving into Aries, that could change even further. What country aligns with what country? Who does the United States align with? And revolutionary ideals. Strong desire for reform. Some of these ideas for reform could be unrealistic, hard to achieve, but there's a strong desire for the country to reform, for the people to have a better outcome or in direction of where it is right now. Some of these goals could be unable to be met. They could be sparked from more of a fantasy type of thinking. And when some of those ideas are not met, there could be social unrest due to people having such a strong desire for change and reform that when these things don't come to fruition, people could take action for what they truly feel and want for the country. With Mars being the ruler of Aries, that is conflict, confrontation, speaking out, taking action. So looking at this chart, there's a couple things that stand out to me. The moon. The moon will be sextile to, transiting moon will be in Aries, and it'll be sextile to the natal moon in Aquarius. And also Uranus will be squaring to the natal moon. Is emotional empowerment, wanting the better for humanity, for all. It could be a bit impulsive because the moon is in Aries, taking impulsive action, wanting the better for everybody, no matter the cost. It's almost as if people could be blinded by what what they truly want, what they truly believe is the good for humanity. Honestly, it makes me think of socialism. You know, it sounds great on paper, but it's not great at all. In reality, it's not great. That's what I equate this to. I'm not saying there's going to be communism or socialism in the United States. I'm just saying that there's such a great idea for something, the benefit for everybody, but yet in the reality of it, it is not as great as it seems. And Uranus squaring the natal moon. So Uranus is in the 6th house at 24 degrees, squaring the natal moon in Aquarius at 27 degrees. This has to do with established structures, material security, financial systems, and values. This can bring some disruptions to work, daily routines, health systems. Now we can see that the financial system is currently undergoing a change. We can see that, we can feel it, we can hear it. The penny is not being made any further. That's a significant shift in finances. I feel that that's a huge signal of a shift coming. While we all want change for the financial system, during that change comes chaos and confusion and instability, and the moon represents the people, so the people could feel this the most chaos in their pockets, in their own personal daily lives the most. Hourly wages could go under change. How you're paid could go under change. The currency used could go under a large shift and change. People's values could be shifting. We have Venus here, which is opposite to the United States' midheaven. The values of the United States is changing, and this could go into finances. People's personal values could be changing, shifting what the country values, valuing people first versus government first. We also have Saturn, transiting Saturn, opposite to natal Neptune. Saturn represents their governments, the rules, the regulations, restrictions. Neptune in the United States' chart is in the 10th house in Virgo. There could be conflict within the working class of people, disagreeing with how the governments are coming down on them, disagreeing with how governments are telling people how to go about their everyday lives. It's also in the 10th house, so that also has to do with international relationships. So this could have some challenges with foreign relationships. Some foreign affairs could be on the table here. And we, again, can see that it is occurring as we speak, especially with the tariffs. Whether you're for or against them, they're creating some international conflicts. So this could be highlighting this. This could be a tipping point within the alliances and growing conflicts internationally, or here at home in the United States, it could be growing conflict for people within their everyday lives not agreeing with how the government is, the new rules or laws or regulations that are coming out that are ruling people. And that could be growing and causing a split between different groups of people, what they believe, that how involved they believe governments should be versus how not involved governments should be. And this could cause people to take to the streets, take to different movements, start different movements based on their beliefs and ideals of what the country, the direction of where the country should go. In conclusion, I feel that we're going to see a large shift within societies, for the United States, for all over the world. There's going to be a collective societal shift. Shift towards individualism, being an individual versus being a part of a group. Could be disruptive, very disruptive on many different levels, on a personal, collective level. I do believe that we will see different boundaries being broken. And you can take that however you want, physical boundaries, imaginary boundaries, but boundaries I feel will be broken, will be shifting, will be changing. From how Neptune is entering into Aries, and at the end of this 14 years, I believe that society as a whole will look completely different as when it has started. We're going to go through many shifts and changes, especially with Neptune moving into Aries, Uranus moving into Gemini, and Jupiter moving into Cancer. Large shifts are occurring at this time, and also Saturn is moving into Aries as well. A lot of shifts within our world, and I believe our way of living will be completely different at the end of this 14 years. This is just my take on Neptune moving into Aries for the collective and for the United States. If you'd like to learn more about astrology, I do offer astrology readings, and I also have a Patreon where you can come and we talk about the crypto market using astrology. Links are below, and I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment of how you think Neptune will shape society as it moves into Aries. Like, subscribe, and share.